Now going on to example letter B. If we look at these two circles, so yes, these two circles have congruent measures of their arcs because if we look at it, arc RS comes from the circle Q, okay, which center point is Q, and then arc TU again shares that same center point of Q, which what do we call circles who share the same center point that are embedded within one another? So we have concentric circles. And in this case, because that center angle, that central angle is 90 degrees, then of course that arc RS represents 90 degrees of its circle, as well as arc TU represents 90 degrees of the circle that it belongs to. Now, though they both represent 90 degrees of their respective circles, they do not have the same length because, of course, this circle here with center point Q involving the arc RS is in fact smaller than the circle that uses arc TU with still the center point of Q. So although their measures of the arc would both come out to be 90 degrees, their length of the arc, of course, is going to be different because this circle has a larger radii than this circle here. And then lastly, example C. So notice for this one, these two circles are not embedded within one another. Okay, but the very important thing to point out is both have that central angle of 95 degrees. And they're also showing that from T to V, that length is congruent to the length of X to Z. Okay, which tells us what about these two circles? That they both have the same radii length. So that means that yes, they are congruent measures because both their central angles are 95 degrees, which means arc UV and arc YZ will be the same length in degree. And then they are also congruent in length because if they both have the same radii and they both share the same central angle, that tells us then that that length will also be congruent to each other.